So what's up? This is Kid Fogo Jose. Another day. Another way to get this information out. Coming to you live from our own special zone here. Welcome to DoubtMalicious.com, where all the information is being validated through research, through experience, through prayer, meditation, and having an open mindedness. Today we're going to be getting into the birth of the Antichrist. The birth of, let me try to say this. The birth of the, that's bigger than what title we can even give it. It's let's just say this. The bitch, the she-wolf, is the mother of your Roman history and culture and religion and God's way of life. There is a folklore and a story, and somewhere it's been confirmed that there was a demon partook in this process. And so we're going to go show you the photos. We're going to have the dialogue. I'm going to go back and get the video, the thing that we got up for. Yes, it's out for YouTube, but we have some other information that not just from YouTube, but also research further. Plus other stuff that we have researched that led us to that in the first place, which we have over 20,000 photos prior to us making this video. 20,000 photos prior to us coming to this conclusion. We're mentioning this again because we actually have in their own words and in their own language and in their own videos and educational process, and we're learning that hold up, everybody is not a Eurasian. Everybody's not human on the planet. They find out that white supremacy doesn't have nothing to do with color of skin. Black supremacy has nothing to do with color of skin. It has everything to do with being a pale soul, a colorless soul, where they say, I don't see no color. So you figure, since they don't see no color, it'll be more better to live in a glass house. If that makes sense. So that's what we tell folks, I live in a glass house, because they see no color. So, unless you live a colorless life, you won't have no luck on this planet. So, let's get into this, why Jesus, Christianity, mother of the church, is talking about the she-wolf. That is the mother of Rome. First, we're going to bring up Jesus' research on him having a twin. All right, I'll put this in here, share the screen. Bang. Slide this up. Share. Alrighty. Matter of fact, I wonder if I could share an app. Let me see if I could do this. No, I remember the last time I did it the other way. It didn't work out for me. All right, here we go. Here we go. You all there? Welcome to Dabalicious.com. Contact us at HOSEA.OMAR@Dabalicious.com. If you have any ideas or any questions about our information, if you're in college or in school and you need some help with your project, I would suggest my page. I would suggest, because it's all been validated by scholars and imams and physicists, all types of folks. So it's been confirmed. All right, so we're going to focus on this picture here real quick. I'll be mindful that this is Mars. It's desolate, has no life, and no trees, no water. There's no life there. On the other hand, the twin, I think these are twins. They were twins somehow. But anyway, this planet is full of life. So this would actually be Cain, and that would be Abel, Earth. So Cain, Mars, is coming to slay his brother Abel. Cain and Abel were twins. So let's use that philosophy that Earth and Mars is twins. Let's rap with that for a minute. It's going to make sense. Heavenly Father, we ask for your permission to speak your word. We ask to guide us through your wisdom, your divine knowledge. We ask for permission to tap into this. We ask that you confirm this according to your divine will, divine purpose, that we may come to praise you and glorify you in your proper manner. We ask that you write your laws and your tablets of your laws and the tablets of our hearts, that we may live them. I don't have to remember them, but remember the results and to share them. We ask that you protect our families. They go to and from their destinations. We ask you to forgive us for what we know and what we don't know. We ask that you open up our spiritual senses and give us the strength and the power to apply them to our physical senses. By the power of the Holy Spirit, I come, and to the power before me, not to me, we say thank you. Selah. All right. So, the God is Cain, this desolate planet who cannot see God's face, and they're coming over here to destroy Abel, who's full of life with God. Okay? So, let's get this in. All right, let me find this Bible.
To our district attorney, Cindy Zimmer, for her leadership and for her commitment to the safety of our families here in Kern County, no matter how difficult the case.
All right, we're going to go into the Bible real quick. What time is it? 2:34. All right. We're going to try this. That's 57, 58.
And there will not be a resolution completely in this case until these
don't know why it takes so long for my shit to
Thank you, Chief Terry. Chief Walker, would you like to address
this is like irritating.
Thank you for being here. Let me emphasize, first and foremost, this is a tragedy.
I sure can't wait to get the computer. Get the computer up and running. I don't know what the hell that is.
But I do have to say how proud I am of God.
Wow.
The second we got the call, until
We don't play no motherfucking game.
we're very grateful for that. The second we got the call, we were on scene. We began to work it and look for these kids. And
Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Search and rescue, CHP.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why. You know what it is? This is not a laptop, and this is not it just ain't built for what I'm doing. So please bear with us as we update our capabilities of making this thing work. All right.
So I want to thank all those people again for helping us to try to come to some kind of resolution with this. But again, the bottom line is we have two small boys that we believe are no longer here that are dead, and that's terrible. But and again, I want to thank the district attorney, Cindy Zimmer, for being brave and diligent.
Sheesh.
And actually bring this case to the surface. So we will push forward. We haven't given up, and we'll continue to give them any kind of help that they would need in the future. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Walker.
I don't know what all this garbage is. So much shit sticking.
Innocent. The security of a grand jury is a
Anyway, that's for that.
in ensuring that there
Alright, so we showed you that. We don't get out of that.
People in my office, and in law
Red Planet,
and in this community.
Scarlet.
It is a horrific tragedy that these precious little boys had to lose their lives. I want to thank everyone who was involved in this.
Okay, we'll start here.
Law enforcement officers, it must have been so difficult.
In the beginning,
who searched for
right?
Morrison.
He's saying,
Community members that came out and helped search. And in that
get my
community,
P up here.
continue to care about what happened to them.
Fine, here we go.
So, if you have any questions, that's the end of my comments. But keep in mind, there are ethical restraints as far as what we can talk about prior to the trial in this case. Thank you. I think he has his hand up first.
Okay, let's see what we got here. So we all right? All right. So now, understand in this beginning here. All right.
We were able to prove that to the grand jury that the boys had died, that they were murdered, and we did that.
He made the heavens and the earth, right? Thus the heavens and the earth were finished and all the host of them. So, something happened on Mars, right? Because he made the heavens and he made the earth. So, they don't know about earth because it's being made. They don't know about the earth if it's being made. They're already on Mars. I think they was already messing it up. Let's see if I'm still on there. Yeah. And thus the heavens and the earth were finished and all the host of them. So the earth is already finished. Why do Mars look like that? That would be the question. Why do Mars look like that? So we're going to find out. According to the Christian religion, that is made up of many religious practices and rituals rolled up into one. way we in tune here.
Yes. No, I cannot. I can't really discuss the theory of liability in the case because that would involve the facts. Can you tell a little bit about why you guys moved out of the grand jury house? We try to look. I've done over 20 grand jury indictments myself throughout my career. It is something that they commonly do on homicide cases.
All right. So now we see having offers finished. I know the host of them. Then we're the seventh day, right? Now, let's see if we can speed on with this here. Pull this down. All right, so now, let's make this connection. Let's have some crackers here. What crackers at? Oh, no, give me a snack. All right. And he died. It's crackers, man. I don't know what it is about crackers. Right. Awesome. So now, this man, okay, is from Earth, right? And he breathed life through the nostrils and became a living soul from Earth. What world is that? When he made an Earth. If God made Earth, what world do you live in? If Mars is a planet, and Romulus and Remus worship the planet Mars, and we live on Earth, and God made the planet Earth, what world do you live in? Should we say that again? I think we should say it again. Let that marinate. If they worship the planet Mars and the planet Saturn and the other 12 planets, and God made the Earth, what world do you live in? Who is your God? How are you living your best life in your world? Speed this up before we get to the photos. Go to New Testament. No. Oh. It's matched up. Maccabees ain't in this one. So everybody like John. What time is it? 2:22. 2:20 what? Book 4. 8. 4. 8. Check this out. And listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to what she's saying. Now, if you listen to this conversation, there's two different cultures. All right. This is after Mars defeats Israel. This is where Mars defeats the people of the earth. It says this. Now you understand that Samaria or Samaria is where the 10 tribes of Israel, the northern kingdom. So, who is this she's talking about? Because she knows she's a Hebrew. All right. And there's a reason why she didn't say the woman of the Hebrews. They said the woman of Samaria, meaning this woman's of the 10 tribes. Everybody know that Samaria was built by the 10 tribes of Israel. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows the 10 tribes are in Samaria. And this woman comes unto him and says, how is it thou being a Jew? Now, if this guy, who she called a Jew, was of her own tribe or of her own clan of a Hebrew, it would have went like, how is it thou you being of seed of Judah or the seed of Benjamin or a Benjamite or a Danite as to drink with me? Because the kingdom split. So, not saying that they hate each other, which I doubt if they did, but the two kingdoms split, the kings of politics split. So this Jew, this political Jew, is asking this modern day black woman some questions and stuff. And which am a Sumerian, a woman of Samaria? And for the Jews have no dealings with the 10 tribes of Israel or the 12 tribes. It's written right here. Look at a white lighter. The Jews have no dealings with the 10 tribes of Israel. And to this very day, they don't. They don't even mention 10 tribes of Israel. And the whole planet No, everybody in the world, rather, won't mention that. If you are Israelis, they're hungry and mention the other 10 tribes. Why? Because they wrote the book that the 10 tribes don't deal with Samaritans, don't do it. That's their law. Anybody can be a Jew. Do not acknowledge the other 10 tribes or you fucked. The whole thing collapses. If you talk about Hosea and that Joshua, the Jewish religion collapses. You talk about Hosea and that Joshua, the book of Joshua, Christianity and Hebrew Israelite religion collapses. Everything collapses when you mention the 10 tribes. And then the false Messiah, the Jew, the false Messiah, the black Judah, the false Messiah, the Gentile Christian. You'll have all those parts to it because they're creating and generating his image up right now as we speak. But it comes from Mars, as God is the Mars. His prophets is in Christianity, in Islam, and other religions. And he rules from heaven, Mars, literally. Mars is ruling humanity from heaven. How we know? Because Rome uses or personalized Rome personalized Mars to justify them murdering everything on the planet and leaving everything desolate. And Romulus will come back like a lightning bolt, as it says, answered. We got it like this now. Read this different now. Romulus answered and said unto her, if you know the gift of Mars, and who is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou would have asked of him, and he would have gave thee the living water. But Mars don't have any water to give. And the gift of Mars is war. Let's read that. Then we're going to show you the delusion. Read this. Okay. You see this? Who's his father? See? We're just going to shoot that. As a matter of fact, I got these photos too. But we want to show Mars as Remus and Romulus' father. All right, y'all see that picture? Where the dog is man's best friend Now, can you imagine these babies, boys, and a little whacker gets hard, and the she bitch comes in heat. All right, when she comes in heat, see the Moses effect. See the Moses effect. Now, check out the story. We'll go to somewhere else. See the story? Now this is going to read different. Now, when you see the two stories, all right. Now, mind you, they don't have no history of their own. All right. Oh, what happened to that picture? They don't have no history of their own. You got Moses in the basket going down the river. Now you got Remus and Ramus going down the river. Now, the big picture now is God's will, one man. Tree of life. Satan's will, two men. Knowledge of good and evil has come to the planet. The devil has spawned this day when these two babies, demon-seeded babies, like Horus was demon-seeded through Isis and Osiris magic. So through the same magic, because they learned that from Egypt, they learned that from Babylonia. That's why this is called Babylonia. See, this is Babylonian history here. Because the same basket, Abraham went down. So let's start the religion. Since Abraham was the father of all religions, who's the father of the anti-religion? Let's find this out. All right, let's get the father of anti-religion. Who is the anti-religion? All right, who's the anti? So let's go ahead and get Abraham. Hold up. ABR. Yeah. Abram. Abram. I'm going down. Now, let's see. I can find that here. Yeah, Abraham and basket down the river. Then I'm going to show the story of Abraham. All right, so we get the gist of that. That this story of sending babies in a basket down the river. Now, what's funny about their story is that these was warrior people when you put them in a shield. But I guess a basket would be proper if you follow the stories of Moses. Or whatever they use, whatever name they used at that time. Out of the original Aramaic scriptures, not the Greek. But though the Greeks had translated it, the knowledge, because there wasn't no Bible then. To be honest with you, there was no Bible until these two babies get into the basket. They're put in the basket. The Babylonian way is not even born until this happens. Move this out the way. Until this happens. All right. All right, for my thing start glitching again. All right, so this reads like this now. Romulus answered and said unto her, if you know it's the gift of God, who is the Father? Mars. And who it is that, and who is that saith to thee, you're bringing back Romulus. That's their God. That's their savior. That is the creator of Rome. So that would be their savior, Romulus. Through what? His God, Mars, in the spirit. Give me to drink. Oh, well, But here it goes, it says, and he will give thee living water. So he's telling the Samaritan woman, check this out. The Jews, because they simulate too, the Khazars, Ashkenazis, they simulated the Greek, Roman, Russian, Polish, European, and now American way of life. That's what they do. They simulate. They absorb your culture and spit the rest out. And you with it. So you don't have no dealings with the Samaritans. All right? So she's letting you know, you don't fuck with us. You don't deal with our gods. You don't do nothing with us. But he said this. But the Jew said, not the Hebrew, this guy is a Jew. A Roman Jew or a Greco-Jew. Whose father is Romulus. Whose God is Mars. And you get to drink from his living water. But there's no water on Mars. There's no life on Mars. So what living water are you talking about? Things that are undead. Things that was dead but undead. Like GMO food. They took the seed, killed the life in the seed, and created a new seed in it. And what it do, it copies every other seed that it blends in with. And that's what they do. They attack the original life of God and then become that what you thought was real life. All right? What you thought was real life. So even in human nature, that's what they're doing. They copy everything of God's, even the spirit of how he communicates with man. They copied that and created this living water. Now check this out what she said. This is how you know she's a Hebrew. Right? Now, this is how the language flipped out. Now she's saying, "Art thou greater than our father Jacob?" She ain't saying him and her is related. He's asking him as a stranger, "Is thou greater than our father Jacob?" My father is Jacob. Your father is of the Greeks and the Greco-Romans in the Gentiles, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle. That's the question. Because she's talking about her Hebrew culture that this Jew don't fuck with. You don't fuck with them. You don't fuck with the seed of Jacob. Right? That's what she said. The Jew answered, right? The Greco-Roman answered. Because mind you, they're attacking Judah. They're attacking everything of God. Titus, who else? You know, all the Roman guards and stuff like that. Constantine and all them. Right? So the Jew answered and said unto her, "Whoever drink of this water shall thirst again." You hear what he said? This is what he said. If you follow Jacob's way of life, you will thirst again. Is not the so-called black man and black woman thirsty? Is not the so-called black man and black woman thirsty for an identity? Is not the so-called black man and black woman thirsty for the Spirit of God? You were thirsty for the voice of God? But he said, the Jew said, the son of Mars said, with his priest, Remus and Ramus, and their new kingdom called Rome, in Europe, and United States of Europe, of England, i.e. corporate America, i.e. white, black America, i.e. white and black citizens, i.e. I'm nationalized or indexed person. If you drink from Jesus, his blood, eat his body, that sounds like some wolf shit. Because the wolf did eat Little Red Riding Hood. Her grandmother. You know why the wolf ate the grandmother? Because the wolf was mad because the grandmother or the mother of the children abandoned the babies. So the wolf came back to eat grandma. That's what the story's about. Because when the babies go down the stream, merrily, lights upon a dream. And so the boat goes down to the stream and there's a wolf sitting there, noticing it. So now, knowing how intelligent dogs is, and over 50 years of having sex with the dogs and inbreeding with the dog, you're getting some type of defect as well as some type of human kind of dog person after a breeding process. And when the grandmother of Rebus and Ramus and the grandfather of Rebus and Ramus found out that they was growing in numbers, they tried to destroy them. And the story goes that Remus and Romulus fled and picked up a bunch of killers and robbers and thieves from different areas and created Rome. And that's why Europe sent all her what? Thieves and rapists to America to create what? America. That is the tool of Mars. And it works. But now there's nothing else for them to conquer. Now they're going outside. They're trying to leave the planet. So that was the original plan anyway, is to conquer the Earth. They conquered Mars. And now set up satellites and things like that to war on what? The Most High Yahweh himself. Now listen to the God of Christianity. The Mars, the Jesus is Mars and Romulus up in one, all in one. Because in the real story, it wasn't a dove that came over Jesus, it was a crow. And one of their favorite birds is called the woodpecker. And so it's funny how when you call a pale skin a peckerwood, now it makes sense. So be offended, pale skin, if I call you a peckerwood, because that is your favorite bird, the woodpecker. So since you flip words, we'll flip words too, but it still mean the same thing. So that would be a compliment, woodpecker or peckerwood. All right. So we got some words for you now. Peckerwood. And so listen to what Jesus tells the Hebrew, who drinks from her father's well and her culture. But he says this, check this out. This is how we know that all religions on the planet is shirk and it's fake. But whoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. So that means the church has always, the Catholic Church has always became what they call it, the vicar. Was the vicar. And so you had to come to the Pope to get everything you need, because he is the vicar of the one who was resurrected and rose again. Constantine thought he was Romulus, so that ideology of being Romulus and living like Romulus just became like collective mind amongst many nations to worship Mars. And the story behind it that matches ancient Greeks, that matches ancient Egypt, that matches Babylon, all interconnected. And he says, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Here's the question. Where are you going to be having everlasting life? He doesn't tell you where. He gives you the half truth. So the undead has everlasting life. Let's see if we can find that. Gallery. Now, see their prayer? This is the worship priest of Mars. With the dog. See, the dog was the demon. See, if you look at the cloak, it started out with him being possessed first. Then he had to put the dog on, because the dog on, or the dog spirit, or the nature of the dog is what protected the demon. And so this dog priest or dog man or dogma praying to what? A dead planet. Mars. He's praying to a dead planet. It has no life on it. And with this, I shall give you everlasting life on Mars. I'm going to give you everlasting life, water from what? Mars. Because Mars is the God. Romulus is the living God who came down in the flesh of Constantine, who created that, who came in the flesh of Jesus. Okay, what's next? Here goes the coin, where they have the she-wolf and the two boys suckling off their mother. This is the mother church, the wolf. See the wolf? See the tapestry? That now the wolf, he's sitting here waiting because he know that these babies gonna be young, don't know what's going on. Curiosity between the pillars. Here's their eagle. That's in 2nd Ezra. So America, the eagle, sits over top of Rome. America, the eagle, the predator who swoops down on its prey. It's overseeing this whole situation. You see the ram horns. All right. Or the goat horns. Right there. And I believe these are fertility jars that they got on what's her face and what you call it? What's that religion? Babylon. All right, more tapestry, more the same. You go to eagle at its foot. This was fascinating, right here. See how he's detailed at his legs. That's his weapon. That's his missile. That's his icon. See? And really, it ain't funny about me, but if you look at this and you look at a dog, all right, this is why the Most High is talking about circumcision. If you notice a dog, all right, in this part right here of a dog hangs out. The foreskin, right, because the dog cannot afford to have his penis hanging out. All right. And so the dog has a foreskin that keeps the actual penis protected from outside issues. And so this dog has his nuts hanging out, but also he has a foreskin. And that's the difference between being a dog man with your balls hanging out and have a foreskin so you walk around naked or on fours. But for the circumcised, you cover your private part with what? Animal fur. They didn't use animal fur to cover up. They just walked around as naked. Because fur was their clothing, not textiles or silk. They had fur for clothing. Now, remember we told you about the double cross? Right here. So, double cross. Twins, tree of good and evil, death and resurrection. All right. Doublelicious.com. Check us out. We go back. It ain't it though. Okay. Now you notice in this picture, this is the big bad wolf with the babies. Check this out. Look at my photos. All right. Hold up. Okay, here we go. All right, what we got here? All right, okay. Now, the Hebrew woman, now mind you, what's happening here, there's two stories happening here. All right? The Hebrew woman, and you see the eagle right there, right? You see the eagle in the shadow, or the crow, because you notice it's black. It's either in the shadow or it's a crow. And overlooking the man who's coming into the wilderness, to the beast of the field. Remember, hold up, back to the beginning. Nah, we keep it there. Now check this out. This is how you know Jesus was a magician. He was a fortune teller. No, let's get to the basis of this. Let me find my photos real quick. Find another photo. Okay, let me find these photos for you. Give me a minute to boot up, family. Let's see if I can get back to where am I at with this. Put that back up there. All right, let me get my PNP back out. All right, I'm gonna get back up in there. Keep the integrity of the video because it's subject to blink out on me or something. All right, what happened? Google Flicks. All right. Put that there. Where you at? All right, so we got the gist. We got the gist of that. And that motherfucker just kept going over there by itself. And the shit was that. You know what? Let's see. We'll go on here to this. All right. Let's see if I can find this image. I think I might be in it already. That's probably why. Yeah, I'm already in it. Oh, no, I ain't. Oh, that's why I'm already in it. That's not what I'm looking for, though. So I want to show y'all. So we'll start with this. He said, "In this sign I will conquer." Y'all can see that right there. All right. The cross, the crown. All right. But this is what I want to show you. What is this part here? Hold on. Here we come. No, that's not what I wanted either. Let me stick to what I was doing. All right, let me see. Should be coming up. Okay, here we go. We'll shoot this. Let's look at this now. How the dog became Christian. See the halo? Now the story's going to start to sound a little different now. Now, let's read the story about Jesus again. Let's put this story together now. All right. Who is Jesus now? Let's get back to Christianity, right? Because the purpose of Christianity, damn. Now, see the red shirt? Let's go to John. Let's go back to John. Now let's see how this Jesus was born. One. Check this out. Now you remember the generation of Jesus. All right, check it out. This is going to push your wig back. Listen to what they do. Now remember, Abraham is a Hebrew. So when the girl said, Jesus, you Jews don't fuck with us who come to our father's well. And Jesus said that you won't have to drink from Jacob no more. You can drink from me. Now, when you look at the title, Son of David, right, which has Moses as his history going down the river, and son of Abraham, whose history of what? Going down the river. It only makes sense to make Jesus, right, Remus and Ramus, who what? Whose father, like David's fathers, and like Abraham, went down the river. That's their logic behind that. That's their dogmatic approach. That's the dog approach. That's the dog approach. That's called the backdoor approach. That's how you get into somebody's religion or somebody's crib, through the back door. You take their history and you call it typology, where you take words and situations and you recreate it for your own. Vespucian kingdoms and Constantine was masters at typology. So here's the typology. Here's the language. The book of generations of Remus and Ramus, the Messiah, the son of such and such, and the son of such and such. All right. And so how they make that connection is because the humans part of Remus and Ramus begat boom, and he begat boom. And so their version of Jacob begat Judaism, or Jews, or Jesus, Mars. This is how Mars get into the field. But you heard the lady say, Jacob begot Judah and his brothers. The lady just told you that Jesus, the Jews, don't fuck with Samaritans or the 10 tribes of Israel. Then she said, the well is deep and you don't have anything for some of this water from Jacob. And he said, fuck this well. Fuck that water you talk about. I got water that will give you everlasting life. Hold up. You tell a motherfucker, look, my mom, my dad got this, and somebody tell you, fuck that, you ain't trying to hear that. You ain't trying to hear that. Let's give me one thou wow. Let me see if I can share this with you. When you see this, how let me see there. Let me put that one in. There you go. All right, so y'all can see that. Now, let me make this a little bigger so we can see what we each other see. So y'all can see this. Let's make it a full screen without fucking up. How Jesus is the dog religion. Right here, he cut his fur off.